Brown Pat, Mickey, D, Mikey. We're back at it again for the Last Dance documentary. Here we go. I think we're on episode 3. 3. Do we know that? Did they just name the episode by it?
Dennis's, I think.
Dennis's?
Yeah.
This is
the Rodman episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's look it up.
Turn up.
Oh, okay. Wait, are there names to these episodes?
That's why I was looking up the episode names.
They were Roman numerals.
Yeah, they were Roman numerals.
Oh, that's what I was looking up. There was an episode.
Then they give them names.
But like they have different focuses on different players.
Each one goes through like specific player or time. Or,
you'll get a little bit of a Pippen.
Yeah.
Maybe a little.
You get a little bit of Pippen in each one. That might be why Pip was pissed. A lot of Pippen in
it. You get some Kerr.
You get some Kerr. Pissed for what?
It's a lot of Pippen in this. I'm just like it's a lot of Pip talk. Like you got
good and bad.
You won't go an episode without Pip. Now that I think about it, like how many episodes do you go? You don't see Pip.
Good and bad.
Why would you so mad though?
You'll see.
It's a good publicity.
You'll see. You're right. You'll see. I mean, it's you'll see.
Like you'll form.
So far, you've already heard quite a bit.
You'll form your own opinion why like Pip would be upset, but
yeah.
So I'm trying to remember the last episode. What was it?
You gotta remember, like this documentary is Michael Jordan biased. Like, it's a documentary about him, so it's not gonna make everyone else look good. Mike has some moments. He admits it. He's human. We're all human. But,
you know?
All right.
It's a Michael Jordan biased documentary.
I agree. There's no other way to put it. This is Mike's perspective of the Last Dance.
Like how it happened and through his eyes. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's pop it.
All right. Well, I'm excited. Remember, it's not a market substitute. Please watch this on your own time. It might be out on Netflix by now, but check it out wherever it is on your own time.
No, not yet, right?
No,
June
19th. We're releasing on 19th.
So it might be out on Netflix right now. So check it out. That's where to watch it. If not, Hulu. If not, I don't know. Find it. Watch it.
ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus.
Check it out. All right. Comment, share, subscribe, hit the like button because that's the best thing you can do for us for free.
$99, baby.
All right, let's do this.
Let's get it.
You know, you hear a lot of negative things about Dennis Rodman, but people don't actually know Dennis Rodman. They just see on the court and what they read in the papers and say, God, he's a bad person.
Nobody can say anything bad about me as a teammate.
Yeah, man, Rodman was good.
Yeah, he was actually like after Jordan, they was gonna say farewell.
Dennis hadn't accepted the role that Scotty wasn't gonna be around, and we needed you to be more accountable. So around that time, we had a game, and he gets kicked out for something. And Dennis knew you. I hear someone knocking on my door at the hotel. Now, Dennis never comes in my room, and he comes and says, man, you got an extra cigar.
But I think that he knew the fact that, I think that's probably his way of me showing him that, man, my bad.
Man just can't say sorry.
It was his way of saying, look, man, I f***ed up. From that point on.
You got extra cigar crack.
Mother drove buses for the school. She got sick and tired of my ass. I think it was, 18? She just got tired of me to kick me out. So basically, I lived in the street for 2 years. I was just fortunate to just start picking up my basketball and start playing. And I just got lucky that some guy from some college that Dennis wanted to play for us. And I enjoyed it.
I
I think the second or third year in the league, I actually figured out what I can do best. Rebound and play defense. Basically, I just started learning how to perfect that. I just practiced a lot about the angle of the ball and the trajectory of it. When Mike was shoot over here, I positioned myself right there. Now I hit the rim, it's boom, click, and go back this way.
It is, bro.
Right? How the man is dissecting
rebounding? Man, science out of rebounding,
right?
Dennis Rodman was a person. He just everything up. He's a pest, shutting down whoever he wanted to. It was always a challenge.
He hated it. Everybody hated it.
What did they say? He used to smack asses on there too.
He did.
You get in your head. Just to fuck with you.
At that time in the NBA, compared to today, 30 years ago, back then you could just sit there and just literally beat people up.
We're like a hockey team. Everybody want to see us fight.
And then they go back and play. They used to have moments like that. People go back and play basketball.
We weren't the pretty team that had got invited to the Lakers and Celtics party. When we showed up, it was almost like we were crashing their party.
These guys on the other side may not be as talented, but when you do come to Detroit, you're going to get your ass whooped.
Oh, god damn! Try to do that shit in the NBA now, bro. You get gone for the year.
86, 87, Jerry Krause made a head coaching hire. I think we all felt that we needed something different. He identified a young Doug Collins.
Dougie was a breath of fresh air. He believed in everything that I believed in. He wanted to win. He was an easy guy, great guy to play for.
Because he just gave you the ball. I mean,
Yeah, literally, yeah.
pretty easy to play for that guy.
Doug's energy on the sideline was unparalleled. He'd walk off the floor of a game and he would be drenched. He looked like he played.
Make sure. Good guy.
First game I coached, the game was tied. I'm soaking wet with sweat. I've chewed my gum to a powder. It's around my mouth. And I saw this hand come out with a cup of water, and it was Michael Jordan. And he looked at me and he said, "Coach, take a drink of that water, clean that stuff off your mouth. I'm not going to let you lose your first game." I remember being on the plane, going back to Chicago. I said, "Wow, I mean, this guy is something like I've never seen before."
Doug and I were like this. He designed the offense to support the way I played the game, the way he wanted to coach.
He built this for me.
And we all know how Mike wanted to play the game. Me shoot, you watch.
Just a coaching and coaching hard.
It's a shame that you didn't win one with him, though. He was a good coach. They didn't have the players. If he would have had like a Pippen and other stuff, he might
That
have.
relationship is wild.
Doug always tried to maintain competitive.
Easy to stop with that.
I just felt like he never got the same amount of talent.
Game 4, Jordan's got a free throw at the end of regulation. Misses. Beat writer from the Sun-Times, Lacey Banks, and Ken McDill from the Herald, and me. And Lacey's picked Cavs to sweep. Ken's picked the Cavs to win in 4, and I picked the Cavs to win in 5. And Michael walks over to Lacey, and he points to her and says, "We took care of you." And he looks at Kent, and he says, "We took care of you." And he looks at me, and we take care of you today.
That's dope.
We have had drama here in the final minutes of the game. Jordan has it. And Jordan puts up a jumper and hits.
Mike was Steph Curry from the 2, bro. Like, he's just
mid-range.
So mid-range is ridiculous.
Here's our story here at Richfield Coliseum. One of these teams will.
Did you say this is the beginning? This is the beginning of it? Of them believing. The belief. Yeah, this is the beginning of the belief.
I was gonna say when Spell came in.
We up by 1. I said, "Coach, I got MJ." So the coach tells me, "I'm gonna put Elo on MJ," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Whatever.
You know what he said.
But I only had time enough to get one dribble and get a jump shot. We were gonna live and die with that scenario.
The inbounds pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot
Man. Doug went nuts.
Ron might have beat him up too. Would have probably.
You can see him like adjusting like mid-air too. Like that's what's crazy.
Came with Bull. Ron Harper's like he was on the best Bulls team. That Bulls 72-10. Ron was on that squad.
Yeah, Ron came.
Yeah.
Somebody had written or said that the Bulls were going to go home. And so when he hits the shot, go home, go home.
Get the out of here. Go anywhere, but you out of here. Ron's not with us. All you go to hell.
The reaction was the best to this. It was the best.
That shot enabled the Bulls to start growing and believing that something special was on the horizon.
That was it. That was the beginning.
The NBA was invested in making Michael Jordan its star. The Pistons were slowing that down.
We knew how important to the NBA it was to get Michael to go to the next level. And all of a sudden, there was this little team in Detroit who just messed up the whole story. We loved that.
Oh, I hated it. And yeah, he carries even to this day.
That's real.
That's petty.
That's real too.
It's like y'all. I mean, I get it, but still.
They used to be ass.
Damn, what the
never
fuck?
forgive somebody for what they did to him. Like,
We came back to Chicago. Michael had one of the most incredible games.
Jordan, steal. He kept it in bounds. Here it is again.
foul with 360. Yeah.
How, like,
To go. Jordan off the glass.
oh my god.
Jordan pretty much took over the game, made all the big field goals down the stretch, showed the superstar that he really is.
He's so salty. He's
so mad. Seasoned.
Great coach.
Amazing. That's why he was the coach of the dream team.
This is what the Jordan rules were. On the wings, we're going to push him to the elbow, and we're not going to let him drive to the baseline. When he's on top, we're going to influence him to his left. When he got the ball in the low post, we're going to trap him from the top. That's the Jordan rules, and it was that simple. That's when Lambeer and Mahorn would go up and knock him down to the ground.
But it was a rule, though. Like, that was it.
So this is a Jordan rule. Every time you go to the basket, put him on the ground. When he comes to the basket,
Look how many dudes are
we're going to hit you, and you're going to be on the ground. We tried to physically hurt Michael.
How bad do you want it? Are you willing to be injured to score a basket?
Referees back then didn't look to see if Michael was hurt or not. It wasn't make sure that the savior is okay.
For him to survive that and still maintain that greatness, I mean, it's very unparalleled.
But you might hate everybody when you're done. Like, forever.
The Detroit Pistons, by virtue of a 103-94 victory, have eliminated the Bulls and indeed are headed for the final.
We did not have, as a unit, the confidence that we felt like we needed to beat Detroit.
And the game's over, and the Pistons have won the World
The Lakers.
Chuck Daly was.
That's what I'm saying. He was one of the greatest coaches.
A friend of Dennis Rodman was worried enough about the Pistons' whereabouts overnight that he called 911 to initiate a search. Police found Rodman at the Palace early this morning in Auburn Hills. Rodman had taken his legally registered rifle with him, his mood characterized as despondent.
I was at a lost place at that time. At that time in my life, I think that was more of a wake-up call and a rescue call.
Dennis Rodman used to be a Piston. He's out of there.
Dennis goes to San Antonio, and then Demolition Man comes out and he changes his hair color.
He was good with the Spurs.
Yeah, I had his basketball player.
Donna goes, he's cute. And they started seeing each other. And Donna explained to him, you have to establish who you want to be in this life. He started realizing he can push to any boundary.
People that write the things in the paper don't really know Dennis Rodman. They don't even talk to me, so they just have to write something that's crazy and stupid to make me look like an
What does it mean? The outfits, the tattoos, the sunglasses.
Okay. He always like that. He's like, we good, just do your thing.
Do you remember your first meeting with Rodman?
That was awful. I walk into Jerry Krause's house. He's sitting on the couch. He's got a po' boy hat over his eyes. He's got the rings in his nose and his mouth, and he doesn't stand up to meet me. So I said, stand up, Dennis. Let's go outside and talk. We had to break bread then. So basically he said, Dennis, you want to come play for the Bulls? I said, I don't care. Whatever. What's up?
The most controversial basketball star in the NBA. He is Dennis Rodman, one of the best rebounders in NBA history.
It's like a souped up Draymond.
Visual reaction. Rodman
Do that other way around. Draymond was souped up Rodman.
In the history of Chicago.
Yeah.
He could shoot, play point too.
Rodman could have. Like, in college, he was doing it.
Legit.
How did Dennis fit in with the team when he first arrived?
Like a hand and a glove.
And what Dennis brought was exactly what we needed. Somebody who gave us that edge on the front line.
He understood defensive strategy with all the rotations. He had no limits, in terms of what he does.
He studied each guy. He knew players' strengths and weaknesses.
Dennis knows how to play his role well. He has a great
He'd probably be a good coach, honestly.
Probably.
If he didn't want to act out, if he had his a little bit together, he'd be a great coach. He'd be like that Belichick. He'd be able to design defensive plays to shut guys like LeBron down in today's NBA. He would draw plays like that.
Whatever happens for this organization at the end of the season happens. What happens after that happens? Or the media basically trying to redirect or trying to change some kind of little emphasis within the question and see if my answers change. My response to the change.
So what about next year, Michael?
You got it. I love you guys.
He did. Media was a good part of the decision why he left.
Yes.
Early.
Both times.
Both times.
Yeah.
He was so sick of the media.
All people that's in the business are crooked too. Craig Sager gave me $20 to pay for my fines. I'm like a bribe. That's what I'm saying. He must want to interview. He wants something. That's his problem.
R.I.P. Craig Sager, man. R.I.P. Craig, man. Legend.
Thank you so much.
Soup game.
Thinking about how entertainment full-time basketball.
Thank you.
Man.
That kid grew up to be Kevin Love. I'm kidding.
2 months ago, Scottie Pippen said he would never play for the Chicago Bulls again, but then he softened his stance, saying he was looking forward to returning to the team. So the question became, when would he come back?
Another Scotty sighting, guys. Just a shout right quick.
His hairstyle. Word is that those are 33s in tribute
I
to
did not know
Pippen's
that.
return.
I used to think they were leopard prints on his head.
That's what I thought.
He had those too, but like when Scotty came back, he put 3s in his head, 33s for him.
When Scotty wasn't there, Dennis loved the fact that Michael needed him. You know, he was, hey, Michael, it's me and you. We got this. And then when Scotty came back, that's when they lost him.
When Scotty came back, we got the three amigos again, and I'm pretty much the third wheel of the family.
The thing about this team, people don't understand, it's just not basketball that we have to deal with on this team. It's the pressure of you know, I play the game for free, but you get paid for the
quote. So true. It's the quote.
Everybody understood Dennis's impact on the group, and we understood that he had different needs in his personal life than we did.
I'll play you something from Mike.
This is something I would have done.
Dennis was his model citizen to a point where it was driving him insane. When Scotty came back, Dennis wanted to take a vacation. I come to practice, Phil calls me and says, Dennis wants to tell you something.
When Dennis wants to tell me something, I know it's not something that I want to hear.
So Dennis says, I need a vacation. Look, Phil, let me tell you something, man. If anybody needs a vacation, I need a vacation.
Right? Like,
This is why I need to go to Vegas. Phil, you let this dude go to vacation, we're not going to see him. You let him go to Vegas, we definitely not going to see him. So he looks at Dennis and said, Dennis, well, can your vacation be like 48 hours? And Dennis is like, I got no other choice. I take whatever you give me, I'll take the 48 hours. He leaves that room, goes straight to the airport. They don't hear and see Dennis for 48 hours.
But I remember that.
I went to Vegas.
the music.
I want to fucking Vegas.
That fit though, bro.
Dennis was
acceptable
bizarre,
today.
but Phil and Michael's understanding that to get the most out of him on the court, you had to give him some rope, and they gave him a lot of rope.
He's out there.
Oh, man. That was good.
It's a good one.
That was a good one. What y'all think?
That was a good Dennis episode.
What did you guys?
It was a Dennis episode, but he was like kind of. It wasn't.
Yeah, I was hoping for more Dennis.
You know, I was hoping for more Dennis.
I'm pretty sure he had more stories, but
We're not
It's
done.
not done.
It's not done. But let's just leave it like. But other than that, how did you feel about like what you did see?
Again, it's just the nostalgia of it. It's just like it was definitely that was the triple threat: Pippen, Rodman, and Jordan. That was like the three people that you remember from.
Thank you, Mickey.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to give you this episode was like, if you thought you knew about Dennis Rodman, like just other than like the colorful hair and the theatrics and Madonna on the court.
Oh yeah.
Nobody wanted to see Dennis Rodman. Like to have Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen, who at that time was like the second best player and like he was second best wing player in the NBA for sure. Like for sure.
He was the second best player.
Yeah, it's like and honestly, he was the best perimeter defender in the league, bro. Like Scotty shut down Magic Johnson in the finals, bro. Like that shit happened, bro.
It's really cool to see, like, because around this time I was into basketball, but I didn't know, obviously I wasn't alive for where these guys, like, they're talking about the games in, like, they're talking about the games in the 80s, like, I didn't know Rodman was on the Pistons and all that.
And the Spurs before he got here.
We got played for the Lakers too after the Bulls.
Yeah, and all
we got it for the Spurs for a can of pop.
Yeah, he did. And all that history. So it's just cool to see all their history and, like, how they all kind of converged to the Bulls, and, like, it was a good time for basketball. It was a good time.
Yeah, I was actually surprised how smart Dennis Rodman is. The media portrayed him to be dumb. Or like he was just basketball.
Sounded like a coach.
Yeah, bro. But like him dissecting them when he was dissecting rebounds, I never thought about that.
Man,
and I played like not like that, but like I never thought about that. Like
he would study that, like he told you.
And
every
then,
shot spins, like the ball spins.
Yeah,
after
I was like,
ridiculous.
He can legitimately coach you on defense. And like,
he was like, if you got your birds or your magics, it's gonna spin. It's like,
Mike shot from this way. I know I had to angle myself a certain way.
The media always just showed like him as just a high player type of a guy.
Yeah.
And just high player energy. That's all he was. Just high player. That's how he got rebounds. But there was more to it. There was technique. There was actual study. He was studying people. Like, but we never knew about that until now. Which I wish that kind of the media fucked him over. And he is right. Like
media is
he is right. And I feel like you guys said like that's probably why Jordan left, and it's probably why Dennis probably had like the career he had. He just got better with the media.
I feel like Mike and Phil in their like very odd ways, they saved Dennis. And they probably could have done more because Dennis Rodman later on went on
for him,
more trouble.
for as like a personal life and a career life, yeah, they definitely saved him.
They saved him because like I remember vividly when we were like in Chicago as a kid, bro. I remember as a kid, like we got Dennis Rodman as kids. We were like, he was the freak. Yeah. Like we didn't want the freak on our team, and like when you're a kid, that's just how you think. Yeah. We didn't want the color hair freak on our team. Yeah. And I'll never forget when he first came, like Scottie Pippen said, it was like a hand in the glove. Like bro, I'll never forget. After he got to Chicago the first year, some of us thought he was faster than Michael Jordan. We thought he was faster, he jumped higher. Like we had never seen nothing like Dennis, bro. And it just never stopped. Mike would get tired and Dennis wouldn't.
He would throw himself into the stands trying to get the some of those
dirty work.
Yeah,
he was the only one that was willing to do the dirty work.
But what you guys feel about Scotty? You heard Scotty chime in and jump back to Scotty going back to his contract.
Coming back like pretty much realizing that like he wasn't gonna. It pretty much like seems like he had his tantrum and he was like, all right, it's not.
I think I was just saying. He had his tantrum. He thought he was like. He was the second best player on the team, but he thought he might get more play, like Jordan. How Jordan gets him like leeway.
He's right, by the way, guys. Scottie Pippen is so right. He's just egregiously misdone.
I think
it sucks that he signed that
tough business because he's talking about being fined. I think if he would have held out and they didn't win, he would have gotten a big contract. He still got a contract.
He still got a contract, but he knew he couldn't hold out anymore.
He couldn't hold out
anymore. He didn't have the leverage that
he didn't have a big enough contract to lose money getting fined. Like
some
things about money.
If
you take, he literally said, if I started getting fined, I can't let them do that. They already didn't give me money. If I can't allow them to give them more of the shit they already give me.
It just sucks that he signed that contract, but it is.
It does.
It is what it is.
It does.
It was a learning experience.
But anything else you guys want to give on this? Because I really feel like you guys are going to get what you want in this next episode.
What you're looking for sure.
I want to say Rodman because honestly, after watching this, I really think Rodman's a smart dude, bro. He is smart, and like his thought, not just him being smart, but like the creativity in his thought process, the way he thinks.
Yeah. I mean, Scottie Pippen was out, and you saw what they said. It was pretty much Mike and Dennis. 24-11, number one seed in the East.
He's like, yeah, Mike, you can go ahead and like drop 60 a night. I'll do
everything else. I'll stick to the other guy, the other team's best player.
Everything else.
I'll go rebound. I play perimeter defense and I'll play post defense. I do everything.
You miss it, I'll get the putback. Like,
it's a clip of Diddy going crazy, and I love it. It's like with extra motivation. It was like, what is it that you can't do? I'll do it. It was like, please look up Diddy's rant if you have it's just super motivation. I'm gonna send it to y'all. Like, whatever it is you can't do, I can do it. Give it to me. I need to do things.
It's also interesting just seeing how players, just different personality types, like with Rodman, they were saying to get the most out of him on the court, you got to give him some space. You know what I mean? And it's
Chuck Daly said, you can't put a saddle on a Mustang.
Yeah, it's interesting because like all these guys are really hard working, but it's like it's just interesting, like the different personalities. Like Jordan's the type of dude that's just he's just basketball. All the time. But then you got Rodman, who's really good at basketball, but he's also got it it's just interesting to
We all know like a Rodman type that they'll find their way in a trusted way. So, but like Yeah. But Rodman, you saw with media, so it made him look like a bad guy. Nobody else like that we know in our life.
So I watched this with Syed.
And you'll see like how like you were talking about how smart he is.
I feel like Syed's just like Dennis Rodman as far as like how people view it from the outside compared to what he really is as a person.
It would really be interesting. I don't know about Rodman's like sexuality or whatnot, but I mean he was definitely wearing makeup or whatnot, and the LGBT community is so much bigger nowadays. I wonder how Rodman would have done media.
I think he still would have done the same thing
in basketball.
I mean, you gotta understand, he did that in the era when like it wasn't shined upon.
Exactly.
So you are right.
So that's what I'm saying.
Like you said, we didn't want to speak on our team.
The media crushed him down because today there's a lot of leeway with that kind of with that kind of stuff. It's an open conversation. Back then he was doing that. Where
I don't know if he talks about it in here, but there is a Rodman documentary. There is a Rodman doc.
Oh, it is.
But he talked about like he did some of the stuff like his appearances was literally just to troll the media. Like he knew that media would run with it, and go all this other stuff. So like.
I think
Madonna says like just
he definitely wanted to
definitely was trolling.
He's definitely trolling the media for sure.
I think that, and also like, and I mean this,
and that's also who he is.
Bro,
part of that.
It was his brand, like you just said. Like,
it was the brand.
Madonna helped him create a brand.
Yeah, I didn't know he did it. Madonna.
Oh yeah,
I forgot about it.
There's a story about him.
There's a story that Madonna offered him like a lot of money just so she could have a baby by him.
I was just gonna say, he refused to have a baby. Just to have a baby, he refused to have a baby.
I think they were in Vegas one point, and he was like, "Yeah,
bro, I want the baby."
He goes like on the craft table, goes up there, bangs Madonna, comes back to the craft table. He put his chips down. Have you guys been like when you you can put a chip down and come back.
Yeah.
He literally left, came back. Like he talked about it in another interview. Like there's a video interview. He talks about that. He's like, "Yeah, she offered me like $1 million," and I was like, "Fuck that."
His hit list is ridiculous though. Dennis Rodman's hit list is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
All right. Well, I'm.
He needs to have his own documentary about it.
There is a doc out there, I reckon.
I'm excited to see the next one then.
All right,
30 for 32.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Definitely 30 for 30.
Deuces. Till next time, y'all.
Peace.
Thanks for watching The Last Dance with the Normies. Check us out on Patreon for early access and uncut content. Special shout out to Aaron, Desiree, Eleanor, Explorin' Dylan, I Eat Pink Tacos, Joe, Jules, Light Yagami, Michael, Nick, Puffy, Quentin, Ricky, Ruby Tiger, Bystander, Tristan, Keyboard Junkie, the NYR Fan, and ZJP. We'll see you all next time.